Hello, everyone. I would like to share with you just in a few words our experience in implementing CHERI support in our products, in VxWorks in particular. A few words about approach. So the only thing I want to mention here that we wanted to go step by step, smallest step possible, but the stage when we try to implement kernel running in hybrid capability mode, supporting pure capability mode user space, we decided that probably this step needs to be skipped, because while it probably works well on application level and operating system, which provides quite a lot of primitives of types of APIs, it's quite problematic to declare the pointers as pointers and capabilities as capabilities with C language keywords. So the effort estimated to be too big, we decided to go right away to pure capability mode everywhere, in user space and in kernel. Couple of words of source of inspiration. We heavily use CHERI-BSD to see how things suggested to be done. We used Morello board and ARM Development Studio to develop the bug and move forward. About VxWorks itself, we started from modifying the build system. First of all, worth to mention that WinDriver uses its own version of LLVM compiler with its own proprietary CLib and so on and so on. The background of it is specifics of the certification process, safety certification. So we created a merged version of the compiler first, toolchain. Then, of course, since it is operating system supporting quite a lot of different platforms, it has quite complex build system, so we modified quite a lot inside it. Compiler options and linker options. Worth to mention, of course, that at linker stage, we have been forced to pay a lot of attention on the new sections like this cap reloc for runtime initialization of the global capabilities and quite a few other aspects. Then the changes inside the operating system itself. Majority of the changes required on the components written in assembly language, which is mainly startup sequence. There was quite a lot of changes, starting from disabling the traps of CHERI instructions and going forward with MMU configuration, allowing read-write of capabilities to memory pages and so on and so on. So it required quite a lot of changes in this area, as well as scheduler of VxWorks, exception handler. Again, this initialization of cap reloc section. In scheduler, it also required a lot of changes in signal handling and corresponding structures. Memory managers, kernel APIs, and recently we moved to user space. So as high you go, as less changes you need. It means that when you start working on some middleware components or libraries which are hardware agnostic, the less changes you need. Of course, it depends also on the, let's say so, quality or traditions used to create these software components. There were expected, I say problems here, but it's not actually problems, it's expected areas for modifications. Of course, we expected that we need to align the structure members Of course, we expected that we need to modify functions like bcopy, which probably which has to have instruction used to make sure that capabilities stored in memory are not broken, the tags are not reset. As well as there were quite a few unexpected areas, unexpected problems, issues. For example, the one on the screen, which was a pretty big surprise for us. Probably you see what is there, right? So for non-Morella build, the exclusive access instructions were used. And for Morella build, the CAS instruction was used by the compiler, which was crashing in runtime. And our investigation, you know, we were not able to spend really a lot of time to debug it. And because of that, as soon as we hit the solution, which was instruction barrier in front of this CAS function, the problem was resolved. Nevertheless, we still have quite a few issues with atomic operations, and our investigation is still ongoing, which is a surprise for us, and we still have no, let's say so, clear solution on this. Right. So this is a short summary of analysis done. That majority of the issues were resolved on compile time by addressing the warnings produced by compiler. And majority of the warnings were actually the consequence of traditional style of creation the C code. There is, of course, quite a lot of legacy code, quite a lot of non-intentional specifics, and also you can imagine that there are quite a few areas where the habits in such level programming is wrong or not acceptable in CHERI. One of the examples is here. Okay, starting from the solution of the problems I mentioned, we defined the coding rules which were used by the engineers, and we worked quite a lot on them to trying to foresee the issues we face in the future as well. We create quite a lot of macros covering the standard cases. And coming back to the example I mentioned, the code on the left side and the bottom is quite often used way to declare the pointers to some preserved areas in the operating systems, especially in BSPs. And of course, we reworked quite a lot of code like this. It's difficult to say that it's bad code, right? It's just a habit which everyone uses since decades. And it's thanks to CHERI technology, it will be probably soon the end of the era. Right. So, and on the left side are the examples of the macros we introduced to cover these situations. So, few words as a conclusion. It was a team of 4 engineers. We were working close to 2 years already. We created a CHERI toolchain compatible with our products. We used Morella as well as QEMU, which required, by the way, both a separate BSPs and PSLs, board support packages and processor support layers in VxWorks. We have extended test suite quite a lot. We run in hybrid capability mode, in pure capability mode, and this slide says user space is coming. But just recently, my colleague Ian Willats, who is present in this auditorium, got significant achievement. We got a user space running as well. So thank you very much for your attention. Any questions are welcome. Sure.
20 seconds for questions. If you have any questions.
Sure.
Did you find any bugs?
Quite a lot.
Okay.
Quite a lot.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.